Now Michelle is actually a complex piece of music. Again, he's using a line. We're starting in D minor with a line. Here's the D minor chord. And below that, against each iteration of this, we hear this line moving. Now, so we're starting out in minor, but again, he, just like in, I forget which song it was now. Oh, Norwegian Wood, we jump to the parallel minor, which again is a big jump, a parallel major. So, you have your intro. I was saying words I know that you understand. Now we go to major. Alright, so, again, everything is pointing to a minor key, but what he does is he resolves to major. Now, that's great, except he doesn't follow through with the major key of D. In other words, he doesn't use the chord family template of D. He continues on with the song in D minor, but always comes home to D major.
Okay.
In classical music, they call this the Picardy third. And the
Picardy third?
The Picardy third. And basically, it's like when you have a minor key. Bach was big on this. I was just listening to St. Matthew's Passion the other day, and when that Picardy third comes in, it's like, oh. It's so beautiful. But anyway, like a minor key, to play all the chords of a minor key, say. And the Picardy third would be this sense of release from the sadness of the minor,
right.
You know? Like the sun is beginning to shine through the clouds type of thing. So McCartney utilizes this device, but he doesn't take us into the key of D major. He just uses it to surprise our ear when we're supposed to come back to D minor.
Okay.
But the rest of the chords are actually conforming around the key of F and D minor.
All right.
So
where does this, to your way of thinking, where does this song sort of rank in the Beatles pantheon, or in the, from the songwriting standpoint, and stuff, in the Beatles pantheon?
In terms of like the greatness of the song?
Yeah, or even just in the McCartney corpus, whatever.
It's up there. I mean, it's like, it's a brilliantly constructed piece of music. It's a truly great piece of music. I know Lennon was fond of this particular song, and Lennon was very, very, you know,
was a little reserved on saying nice stuff about other people.
Yeah, and apparently the song was a joke. It was meant as a joke to get that French lyrical style. They were kind of playing on this. They couldn't speak French fluently. They had to get a French friend of theirs to sont des mots qui vont très bien ensemble. You know, that whole trip.
Somebody had to coach them a little.
Somebody had to coach them on that line. But so we get. So say the only words I know that you'll understand. That died for some reason.
Okay.
So. Alright, so again, the string of chords after this is all around F and D minor, not D major. Now he brings us the minor. But now we get into jazz territory. He does a 2-5-1 to the key of B flat, so we go to C minor, F7, B flat. And so it's a key change there. Jumps a fourth. Whatever that is. Alright, so I love you, I love you, I love you. Key change. That's all I want. And we're back to this. Happy
and the D again.
Yeah. So that's a good songwriting device, by the way, changing between relative major. In fact, in that chart you gave me, they talked about being careful about jumping to the parallel minor. Don't just... you have to be careful how you use it, because it is a big key jump.
Okay.
Right. What goes on is kind of like... they're kind of country western, you know.
Right.
What goes on in your...
Ringo novelty.
So, you know, that's what it is.
Girl?
Girl. Is there anybody going to listen to my story all about the girl that keeps you stay? That girl you want so much it makes you sorry, still you don't regret a single day. Girl. So we're in the key of B minor. This is just standard harmonic minor stuff. Goes B minor to F sharp minor to the 4 chord of B minor with C minor. And we go to D major, which is the relative major of B minor, but then he does the F sharp minor in to bring us back to the F sharp 7 in to bring us back to B minor.
And that's kind of the only surprise in this?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's following harmonic minor kind of standard stuff.
Okay.
She's the kind of... Oh, there's one thing that does modulate to the key of E minor for the release. She's the kind of... When she says she's looking good, she acts a bit beautiful transition back to the other key, back to the home key.
Okay.
So it goes from the key of B minor to the key of E minor in the release. I'm looking through you again. A thing about Jane Asher. Now the interesting thing about this progression, to me anyway, is he's working exactly so far within the chord family template of the key. There's no outside chords, no surprises, no nothing here. But the way... I can't explain it other than this. Like, when you use the chord family template alone to write a song, the tendency it will sound really plain vanilla because there's no surprise chords in it.
Right.
So you got to make it up with the rhythmic content, the emotional impact, the melodic phrasing, all that stuff. You got to make up for it with all that stuff. There's still an art form to staying within the template, you know, making something really good.
Right.
But his chord movement here is just so surprising and unusual. It's not your 1-6-4-5 or, you know, like the standard 1-4-5 things. It's just kind of this unnameable, unknown progression. He goes 1. I gotta find it. So he goes 1 to 4 to 2 to 6 to 5. It's just a very strange movement, and yet it works so fluidly. Thought I knew you. What did I know? Now there, that E7 is the 5-7 of 5, so that's a surprise chord. That's a 1-4-5. Then he gets a little bit of the blues in there. You're not the same. Again, there's the minor note, and the key is a major, so that's the blues sound. You're not the same. Right?
Okay.
All right.
In My Life we've kind of talked about already, haven't we? Is there any big surprise stuff in there?
Well, yeah, there is something to talk about here. This chord progression, it matches, I don't know what particular piece it is, but it matches one of Bach's pieces.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, and Martin immediately, George Martin, their producer, immediately picked up on that. So when we hear the... the harpsichord solo is supposedly a rip from an exact Bach piece, because you heard the progression, said to Lennon, how about something different? We put a harpsichord solo in here. This is like exactly from Bach. And since Martin was classically trained, but you know, if you're trained as a conductor or even a composer, you don't have to be a great instrumentalist. So he wasn't the best classical pianist in the world, but to compensate for it, he slowed down the tape to half speed, played the piano part an octave lower at half speed, so now he could play it slow, and then when they sped the tape up back to normal speed, it was an octave higher and fast. Right? So that's where you get that wild same thing with Lovely Rita, the piano solo in that.
Oh man.
Okay. And In My Life is one of the world's beautiful songs, you know.
It also seems to have a phenomenal amount of covers done by other people.
Yeah,
yeah. Wait till I come back to your side and get that. So you ought to know that I've been good, as good as I can be, if I do, just in you. Oh, I like this song. You know. It's been a long, long, long time. It's been a long time. Now I'm coming back home. I've been away now. Oh, that's it. It starts with an E minor 7, goes to an A7, A minor 7, E minor, B7, E minor. This is a line, okay? Okay.
So, I have to get my computer back running. Crap. So we get this line. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. Now I'm coming back home. I've been away now. Oh, and this is mixing modes here, by the way, because we have E minor to A7 is Dorian, but E minor to A minor 7 is Aeolian. So we're mixing modes.
Oh, okay.
And it's acting as the relative minor to the key of G major, and that comes up in the chorus. Wait till I come back to your side. Don't forget the tears we cried. Back to the major. Wait till I come back to your side. Right there. Remember that sound? Mm-hmm. George Harrison takes the volume switch on his guitar and goes wah wah, brings it up. That's a trick I use all the time.
Oh.
So, and again, there's sonic experimentation going on all the time. This is a McCartney song.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Now, he probably used a capo for this, but so. This is If I Needed Someone. Mm-hmm. And he's using a 12-string guitar. He was talking with the Byrds a lot back in those days, and they were using that jangly 12-string guitar.
Right.
So there was a big influence. There was a lot of conversation about like guitar tone in these days, and the 12-string, he loved the sound. He was always searching for new sounds. That was a cool thing. If I needed someone to love, you're the one that I'd be thinking of. If I needed someone. And again, this is definitely a kind of hailing in of the Revolver sound more than Rubber Soul, because we have very drony Mixolydian, and in fact we're going from G to F, but to keep the drone in there, he keeps the G note in there. McCartney does a bass line like this, and then when the F chord, he keeps that drone. I can't, it's hard for me to play both parts, but it's like... So it gives, which happened in Tomorrow Never Knows and a couple of other songs on Revolver. So again, we're getting a foreshadowing of some further changes that are going to happen. Needed someone to love, you're the one that I've been thinking of. This is a Harrison song, right? If I needed someone. so we're in the key of G major, but Mixolydian style. And we went to the 2-chord A minor and created harmonic minor out of that. So that's that. Run for Your Life is kind of a throwaway song, and it was really sexist, and it was the last of Lennon's sexist songs because he hooked up with Yono and she was all about the liberation.
Oh, okay.
But this is almost kind of is reminiscent of Allison by Elvis Costello.
Oh, right.
A kind of vengeful love song where there's an implication of murder, you know.
What's the is this up tempo or no or medium?
Yeah. I wish I could sing. I'd rather see a dead little girl than be with another man. You better keep your head, little girl. I don't know where I am. You better run for your life if you can, little girl. I'd better say, little girl, that you're with another man. That's the end of it,
Okay.
So this is a common C to A minor, very, very common movement, relative major, relative minor, back and forth. But he goes A minor, he changes it to A Dorian. Glad you had a sad little girl, but you're with another man, that's the end. Goes to harmonic minor there, and we just walk right up to the major key.
Parts of it have a country, a little bit of a country feel.
And again, you hear a lot of Dylan in the song.
Yeah.
Better keep it. I can't sing, but it's like he does that kind of whining. Better keep your head, little girl. I won't know where. He does kind of like a wheezing Dylan thing. Right. It's all rife, you know, throughout this stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Eventually, you know, I once read a saying somewhere that like who become our heroes eventually become the people we despise. And I think Lennon, in this particular case with Dylan, it was true with Lennon because he, at first, he had great respect for him and was intimidated by him. And then when he wrote I Am the Walrus, he basically said, well, you know, Dylan could get away with writing a bunch of bullshit, and so could I, you know. So he lost respect for him at that point because he thought he was just kind of cheating. Sure. And that's Rubber Soul, man, with the 2 singles, We Can Work It Out and Day Tripper. All pretty much wrapped up.
There we go. Okay. We have yet another segment done. What is the next on our... Because we've been through Revolver.
Yeah, we're going to Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
Oh, okay, great.